Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. And I want to thank the fans for subscribing. Make sure you hit those like buttons. And last week, business was booming. We pretty much hit every bet out of the park. And the only thing I have to say about last week is money, 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 money. Let's get to week one. Let's get to the first game of week 3. We got Miami at Jacksonville. Jacksonville is -3. I got Miami to win in the cover, and I hit big last week with Miami to cover, and I think it goes that way again. I got lots of respect for Dougie Marrone. I have lots of respect for Gardner Minshew and some of the things he's doing, but I just think Miami has the more potent offense, and I think this Miami defense won't be tested too much against the Jacksonville Jaguars offense because Jacksonville, I haven't seen them run the rock like I want to. Go Miami to win the cover in an upset. Next game, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the New England Patriots. Last week, I had Las Vegas in the upset win. This week, I'm not all that excited. I'm going Las Vegas to cover, the New Patriots to win, and you have to have a lot of respect for the hoodie Bill Belichick. And they almost beat Seattle last week, and Cam Newton is playing good. We all have to come to that reality that the hoodie and Bill Belichick with Cam Newton is something we have to brace going forward. It's something that could ruin our spreads or give us money with the spreads. Go New England to win, the Las Vegas Raiders to cover. Next game, we got the LA Rams at the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are -2.5. I got the Bills to win in the cover. I've been riding the Rams all year, and everyone's been down on them. I've been high on them. But I think the Rams take a bit of a step back this week because I think the Bills are going to play a little bit of bully ball. The Bills are a very physical team, but the thing that's impressing me most about the Bills is this Josh Allen, the Stephon Diggs combination. We knew it had potential to be good, but I didn't know it would be this damn good. I think Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs is the difference in this game, but this will be a close one, and I think Vegas hit the spread right on the mark. Next game, we got the Houston Texans at the Pittsburgh Steelers. This started at -6. It moved down to -3.5. Listen, this is a money pick. We got to go Pittsburgh to win in the cover. I was prepping you for Pittsburgh and winning money all off season. Big Ben is just in another mode. He's in a different space. But this Pittsburgh defense, they're hungry. They're ball hawks. They're getting turnovers. And then you got Tomlin. It makes it a top 5 defense at this point. I just don't think Houston has the firepower. And does Houston have the fight to really roll into Pittsburgh and beat a hungry Big Ben, a focused Big Ben, a Big Ben who's playing very good football right now? Absolutely not. This is going to be an embarrassment for Houston. Make sure you throw this money. I can't even find my money. I got it all over my floor. Make sure you throw the money to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next game. We got the San Francisco 49ers at the New York Giants. San Fran, -4. And this is another money pick. Listen, this isn't as exuberant as the Pittsburgh Steelers money pick, but this is one I want you watching during the week. I want you worried about San Francisco's injury report, but I don't want that to stop you. You got Saquon out on the Giants, and yes, the Giants covered last week against the Bears, but it wasn't a great performance from the New York Giants. And then what's the Giants' identity? Do you trust Joe Judge to beat Shanahan? Do you trust Daniel Jones to outperform Garoppolo? We have to wait to see if Garoppolo is going to play. It's looking good. Watch this game throughout the week. As of right now, San Fran to win in the cover unless the injury report is just too big an obstacle. We already got Bosa out of this game. We already got Saquon Barkley out of this game. So make sure you track these injuries. But I see no reason why we can't dip our hands in a little bit of money with this game. Next game, we have the Tennessee Titans, -2.5 at the Minnesota Vikings, my Minnesota Vikings. And I have to go with the Tennessee Titans to win in the cover. And it's a money pick, but I'm not going to put another money pick against my own team this year. I won week one with the Packers against the Vikings, but I don't really feel like betting against the Vikings again. But this is one you guys really should bet because the Vikings can't stop the run, and you lose Linval Joseph. They say, oh, we're bringing in Michael Pierce. Michael Pierce doesn't want to come. The Vikings just simply can't stop the run. Then you look at the problems of Kirk Cousins. This guy isn't a functioning NFL quarterback anymore. And unless something drastically changes midweek with the Vikings, they're going to get their ass kicked again. I think this could possibly be a Tennessee Titan blowout. So I would suggest you guys get these bets in early before the spread moves because it started as a pick-em. Now it's all the way up to -2.5 for Tennessee. Get this bet in early, fellas. Next game, we got the Washington Football Club, a.k.a. the Redskins, at the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland -7. I got Washington to cover. I got Cleveland to sneak by and a win, but this is one you have to be on a little bit of upset alert if you're a Browns fan. I think this game, we could talk about Dwayne versus Baker Mayfield, and I know that's a good discussion to have, but for me, this game comes down to who runs this rock better. And I got questions about Cleveland running it. I also have questions about Washington running it, but I think this is going to be a physical throwback 1980s game. There isn't going to be a lot of passing. I think it's going to be a smash mouth football game. And when you play smash mouth against this Washington front seven, it is risky because those dudes are nasty and they can play. Washington covers. I think Cleveland wins by a field goal near the end of the game. It's upset. It's definitely one you think, okay, Washington might be able to pull this upset. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly is -6. I said before the year, Philadelphia is inconsistent, and they're pretty much one of the most inconsistent teams in the league. But can we start calling them a bad team? I got Philly to win. I got Cleveland to cover. But, I just don't know what's going on with this Eagle team. And I stress you guys, do not bet this one. There's lots of other meat on this steak to pick. You don't need to pick out this particular section, this particular game, because Philadelphia is too unpredictable. And you think, okay, there has to be a response from them, right? Are they going to just get their ass kicked and embarrassed every week? And then you look at Cincinnati and you say, okay, Joe Burrow looks like he's getting better every week. The Browns' performance was pretty good. You get a little bit nervous because this Philly defense just isn't what it was. So I got Cincy to cover, pretty sure about it. Philly to win, but like I said, stay away from this one, fellas. Next game, we have the Bears at the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta -3.5. I got Atlanta to win and to cover. I'm sticking to my fundamentals. I'm going with who is the better team, who is the better offense. I don't believe this Trubisky hype. I think Trubisky's a fraud. I think the Chicago Bears are a fraud, and I don't think the Chicago Bears defense is as good as it was 2 years ago. It's the funny thing with the NFL. People will think, oh, the Chicago Bears defense was top 3 2 years ago, so it means they're still good. No. The defense is still good, don't get me wrong, but it's not a dominant force. It's not something that could completely change a game and work around a Trubisky performance. I got Atlanta to win in the cover because Atlanta's more explosive. But whenever you put that money on Atlanta, you're taking a lot of risk. Next game, we got the Jets at the Colts. It's moved to -10.5. I got the Colts to win. I'm just going to go the Jets to cover because 10.5 is too much for me. Colts looked good against the Vikings last week, but we need a caution with how bad that Minnesota defensive line is against the run. We need a caution with how bad Kirk Cousins is. But the Jets are, like I said, week one, I think they're the most unprepared, unorganized teams in the league. So I think the Jets somehow find a way to cover. Indy wins. But like I said, there's plenty of other stake to pick off of this. No need to bet this one. Next game, we have the Carolina Panthers, led by Theodore Bridgewater, at the LA Chargers, -6.5. I got Carolina to cover, but LA to win, and I think we saw some growth out of LA last week. I mean, you got Bosa, you got Ingram, you got the pass rush, and you got a physical defense. But you got to admit, Herbert added a little bit of something. Herbert added a little bit of magic, a little bit of improvisation, a little bit of athleticism that I haven't seen out of the Chargers quarterback position in quite some time. And I think one thing that Herbert can exploit this week against the Carolina Panthers is the deep ball. I expect a few deep balls on this Carolina secondary. And this Carolina defensive line, they need to get pressure. We saw them they've actually been good at generating pressure this year, better than I expected. But I think Herbert's able to move in that pocket, move the change. LA wins. I think Carolina covers because I got respect for these pieces on the Carolina offense. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions at the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona is -5.5. Wow. This is one where you got to take into the desert home field advantage. Arizona wins in the cover. And listen, guys, I'm pretty damn sure about it. This Detroit team might start quick. You got to be near to live betting if you're targeting this game. If Detroit's up 10-0, if Detroit's up 10-3, make sure you place that bet for the Cardinals. You'll maximize your payout and you'll be able to win easy. That's what I did last week when the Detroit was up on the Packers. Detroit was up like 10-3. They were up like a good 10 points, and I bet the Packers. So think about live betting with this. And I just think Detroit, they're not physically conditioned, they're not tough, and they're not well coached. So I think in a 4-quarter game in the desert, I think Detroit starts deteriorating mid-third quarter, and I think that's when Kyler takes over. That's when I think the wrath of this Arizona Cardinals offense hits Patricia and his defense, and this Detroit defense still has no answers. They don't have any answers. And one problem with Detroit is Matt Stafford still gets hit a lot. And I'm not sold on their running game. I think Arizona's defense wins, and I think Arizona's offense wins. Arizona to win in the cover, borderline money pick, people. Next game, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, -6 at the Denver Broncos. I got Tampa Bay to win in the cover. No Drew Lock, but like I told you guys before, I don't think Drew Lock makes a whole lot of difference. I think Denver has a lot of talent, but I don't really see any explosion on offense, even though they have good receivers. I don't really see any big plays on defense. I mean, people are going to leave comment after comment saying I'm disrespecting the Broncos, even though I've been right about them these first 2 games. I just don't think this defense is big time. I don't see the big plays. I don't see the turnovers. And I'm starting to wonder about Vic Fangio a little bit. I was never a huge fan of the hire, but I thought he would at least turn this into a top 5 defense. I'm just not seeing a whole lot, fellas, out of this Denver team. Next game, Dallas at the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle -4.5. And listen, I'm going again. I'm digging in this trench. I already took the money out of the trench. I already took some money out from the Seattle pot. But Seattle will win in the cover against a Cowboys team that is still finding its direction, finding its wavelength under McCarthy. And when I look at this game, I just think the Seattle offense is too damn powerful for this Dallas defense. For Dallas to win this game, they got to pound it with Zeke Elliott and keep the ball away from Russell America Wilson. I think this is the year that Russell gets that MVP. Everything's set up. He has the weapons. He has the enterprise on offense. And you're looking at this and you're saying, damn, this is the best Seattle offense in Russell's history. We can talk about when Marshawn Lynch was there, but it is their best. And then I'm looking at Dallas. I haven't seen the play action develop, but I also haven't seen them completely dominant in the run game, and I don't think they will. You can get at Seattle's defense, but I think Seattle's defense is just enough to let Russell America Wilson win this game and cover. Next game, we have the Green Bay Packers at the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans -3. I got the Saints to win in the cover. I think the Saints are going to be focused. I think the Saints are going to be on a mission. And I think Green Bay is going to have a hard time running it against the Saints defense. One thing that worked so well for the Packers against the Vikings was the run game. That made Aaron the Game Rodgers' life easy. but I don't think Aaron Jones will be running all that well against this brutal Saints front seven. And I think this Saints team is going to have a chip on their shoulder. I think they're going to come in with an energy, an aggression, a fuck you type attitude. So I think that's what pushes the Saints over. Also, another matchup you guys need to watch. Kamara against this linebacking core of the Packers. The linebacking core is the weakest part of this Packers defense. I think Kamara can exploit these guys in one-on-one coverage. Also, when it's going sideline to sideline, I just find this Green Bay linebacking core a little bit slow. And where's the dominant pass rusher on Green Bay? Where? Oh, next game. And last game of the week. This is Monday Night Football. This is going to be a great game. Kansas City at the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore is -3. Wow, this is a great game. This is a tough one. This is one that I'm going to do a separate video for this week. As of right now, I got Baltimore to win in the cover. I think the running game of Baltimore will help. I think Lamar is playing better football at the moment than Patrick Mahomes, but that can all change because we know the Chiefs are serious. We know they have the most firepower in the league. We know they have the best offense in this league. And let's be honest about Kansas City. This defense, we can doubt them. We can look at the talent on the field and complain, but this defense just comes out and they play hard. They play hard, they play physical, they make plays. They do just enough to help Patty Mahomes in that offense. But I think this Baltimore defense will have something to say about Patty Mahomes. You're not going to contain Patty Mahomes for 4 quarters. The Chiefs aren't going to have a game where they put up 14 or 17 in a big game, but you can control them for the first half. And then we'll see the Chiefs get rhythm in the second half. But I think Baltimore will have a good lead entering halftime. And that's why I think they hold on to winning the cover. Guys, I appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the videos, check out my Patreon. Let's get this money.